Good morning. I'm just going to come on and chat because there are some powerful things in the air today for me personally, and I often know that when something is in the air powerfully for me personally, it is in the air, in the ether. Other people may be experiencing it, having questions about it, wondering about what is going on, or will soon come into the awareness of it. Sometimes people go first and they share it, and then the people arrive at the same awareness. So anyways, one of the biggest reasons that I came on this live this morning is because some people that are close to me are already in the knowing of a particular space of life that I'm in, and that is I'm just preparing to get remarried. I just am. And the beautiful thing about this is I've learned so much. I've learned so much from being married already for 12 years, which is, it's a long time in human years. But I learned so much deeply from the personal experience that I had myself. The environments that were entered into and created in that space through myself with another person for a long period of time. I learned so much in that space about myself, about what it's like to be with another person. And not only that, but the position that I am here, which is a position of surrender to the man that I am meant to lead with. And so one of the things that I wanted to share is, and I might cry, and I will allow myself, because this is such a beautiful, powerful place for me to be. Hi, Katrina. Hi, beautiful. Good morning. One of the things that I want to share is I have personally stepped into just a new space of being held and of awareness and ascension and deep, deep love for my experience. And one of the reasons that I have been able to step into such a deepening of that space is from finding a space that is capacious enough to hold me, to honor me, and to guide me. For so much of my life, I learned things the hard way and through immersion and through the difficult path. I had the Kensho versus Satori path. And if you're not aware of what that is, Kensho is where you arrive to enlightenment, whatever that looks like for you, the awareness of being aware, through suffering and struggle and severe hardship through severity. And I'm now in the place of Satori, which is where you simply receive enlightenment. You simply receive it. And that is Satori. And both are powerful places. But for my experience personally, it took me being one into becoming the other one. And the space that I'm in right now is, for many, many, many years, I have been in a space where I felt almost like I was in a box where I couldn't expand to an outer space further than where I was, which almost seems silly in my awareness of watching me speak about this because I come in contact with so many people who would think otherwise. And I myself have been in a space of leadership and offering the space of growth and ascension and expansion for so many years. I started sharing my journey and being that space for other people publicly in 2017. But I'm realizing that I have always been that space. I was the child who, after school, would take my homework and assign it to the children in the daycares or at the babysitter, and I was the teacher after school. Who knew that that is something that I would be doing as an adult? Imagine that. So one of the things that there's a compelling to share it, and the compelling isn't, it's because I feel so held that I want other people to know about the space that is holding me. And it's beautiful because I have shifted drastically since coming into their space, since coming into the care that they emit and the environment that they exude. And if anyone has never heard of Baba Richard and Ama Namaste More, like the space that I have come into I'm gonna cry, in being in the leadership that they are as a legacy has changed the way that I see things. And it's offered me a space of capaciousness where I can be held, where for so long I was the person holding everybody else. And I was the person showing everybody else. And I was the person leading everybody else that came to me. And there's so many people that see me as that space. And I didn't realize for so long how much I was in need of that space for myself. And it's beautiful because now I feel like I can hold so much more. And ever since coming into this environment that they are, I have been able to create things that have been on the back burner for a long time, and things have opened up within me. And so there's a lot of programs that I'm in personally that they offer, and one of them is dating for marriage. And I know that I'm not here for just a regular one. Like, I lead companies and multi-million-dollar companies, and I'm expansive beyond measure and dive deeply into things, and here to lead humanitarian movements. And that is what I've been doing for years. So I know that I'm not here for the regular smegular run-of-the-mill marriage. Even my first one was expansive and just very... I learned so much from even the man that I was married to. And yeah, we had some intense experiences together and some really, like, powerful things that I had to heal and overcome that we experienced together and as a result of each other. But I learned so much from the man that I was married to for so long. And the understanding that I have is that that's what happens. You come into the environment of someone and you become something. You arrive at new awarenesses. You evolve at a depth that you may not have known was possible pre-hand. So where I'm at right now is I am in the Dating for Marriage program with Baba Richard and Ama Namaste. And I love it because I allow things to integrate deeply before I just hurry up and get to the next thing. It's the way that I love to live. And so in this space, I'm learning what is for me and what I particularly need to ask for and what I should be allowing within myself. And it helps me learn more of who I am and the marriage that I need to be part of. And what that is 4 years. I'm telling you, I spent my 20s leading large companies. I can only say that that is what I'm meant to do because I had no formal training. I did not go to college to learn all of this stuff. That is just who I am. I am just the environment that people come to when they're ready to expand, or when they're ready to be loved, when they're ready to be held, when they're ready to know something different than what they currently live. Because I dive so deeply within myself, and that is a constant. So I'm learning and have powerfully come into the awareness and the understanding that the skills and the experience and the gifts that I have need to be supporting a king. They need to be supporting a man whose vision is here to help change the world. I'm going to cry. Whose vision is here to help change the world. Because that's what I'm here to do. And I couldn't fathom putting this beautiful energy into anything else. And the experience that I have and the skills that I have and my ability to deeply nurture things needs to be supporting a man with vision who is here to change the world. How could I support anything else? How could I? That's not a like to have. It's not a nice to have. It's not a preference. It's a must. It is a must for me to put all of this beautiful essence into supporting a man who can lead a change in the world. I can do that by myself. I already do. Of course I can. I already do. And I love it. It's not something that I'm begrudgingly stepping into by coming into the knowing that this is what I am meant to be supporting. It's what I feel that I was made for. I feel that I was made to change the world in my own way. And the beautiful thing is, I've already been doing that. It already happens. I don't have to do anything but just be. Just be. And even when I don't share it, people will come into my environment. They simply will. Out on the street, in the grocery store, having dance parties on the sidewalk with my best friend. Like, life just arrives at my doorstep wherever I am. And it's not something I need to seek. It's not something I need to advertise. Good morning, Padam. It's not something that I need to strive to try to do. It just is. And that's how I know part of what I'm here for is to be an environment that people arrive at when they're ready. And that's why I'm creating the things that I'm creating. It's because people are ready. They're ready to be loved in ways they've never been loved, by people who can support them in ways they've never been supported. People who know what it's like to go through the difficulties and still keep going. People who know what it's like to be at the mercy of and overcome. And not only overcome, but rise and rise and rise and rise and continue to rise and to show and to exactly be the example. I love it when you come on my lives, Katrina. I love it. Your energy is so beautiful. And you're also one of those just really beautiful supports. Some people came here to be an example of what is possible. And I love the blessing and the gift of that being part of my purpose. And several of the things that I am promoting in this space is if you are ready for more support and you're ready to have a capacious space. I mean capacious. I have not felt a wall. I have felt only love and expansion and the ability to surrender even more deeply than I could before because the space that is holding me doesn't end. It doesn't end. And that allows me to be even bigger of a space that doesn't end for the people that are assigned to know me. For the people who, this is something that I know, this is an awareness that I know, is that every soul has a book of people that they're meant to meet in this lifetime, to activate them, to shift them in some way, and simply just to love them. I have people that have come into my life, and I have the knowing and awareness that they came into my life simply to be loved by me. Just to be loved by someone that loves the way that I love. And we all have a book of souls that we're meant to come into contact with for something, even if only just to meet and move on with the knowing that you have met that person, with the perspective that they offered you, with the gifts that they have activated within you. And even if you never see that person again, that purpose in meeting them was profound. And it could be what changes the world in that way that you get to do that. Because it's the time that we're in. So much is happening that is overturning the way things have been. And it just is. It's just the energy. It's just the consciousness that is awake now in existence. And so it's just beautiful to be in this knowing, in this awareness that something that I've been preparing for is now at another level of knowing. So this is it just came back. If you know that you're here to be powerful, and you know that you're here to create massive change in the ripples of your being, what we are moving into is kingdom, is partnership, is legacy, is the space of people co-creating themselves as an environment for the people who are ready to come into. That's what we're doing. This is a divine resurrection of the schools of Alexandria, of the Tower of Babel, of the ancient mystery schools. We're resurrecting that in a brand new way. And what it looks like now, and this is prophesied, this is what I see coming and happening in my vision, is that the world is now moving into partnership with people who are creating environments for everyone who has been on the outskirts, everyone who has been in conjunction with distortion, with discord, with any kind of dis-ease. And they're coming into these environments where they can be held in every way, where they can heal truly in every way. There's no perpetual cycle of, oh, you're still sick, so I can make more money. No, we're not doing that anymore. We are not doing that anymore. The space that we are in is the space of legacy environments. Holy cow. Just I bet by Nukutata Luri Purina. There you mokrit the Lurikiwa. Because what comes from the legacy environments is the golden children, is the children who are so pure because they have been raised on such love, such health, such wealth of every kind, that's all they know, and that is the emission that they are. That is who they are here to be in existence. And encountering one of those divine beings changes everything that you are. It changes everything that you know about life, and it changes the experience that you have forever. Forever. One of the things that I'm going to be doing soon, is teaching people how to create legacy. My son. Thank you, Katrina. You know how many people have told me that? One thing that I'll be doing soon is teaching people how to create their own legacy environments, their own era of environment, of who they are. Because who you are in the hardship, and who you are in the struggle, and who you are in the striving, and who you are in the suffering is not who you are in your divinity. It is not who you are when you are in your understanding, in your benevolence, in your divine reason. But they co-create. You have to be one to become the other. And it's cyclical. You ascend to descend, to ascend to descend. It is cyclical, as is nature itself. In the all. Oh, goodness. I am not placing myself as, I'm not there yet. Maybe that will come when I'm in my own legacy marriage, which the knowing that is coming is so here. It's so profound. It is so profound. All of it is being funded by the Most High. I will tell you what. I will tell you it absolutely is. It absolutely is. I do not worry about any of the things that I'm creating, and the supplement for them arrives. It simply does. It simply does. And so I am not placing myself in the space of teaching people how to create legacy marriage, anything like that, but I can direct you to the people that are. I can direct you to the people that are aligning the people that are here for legacy, that are here to create those environments to receive people for divinity and for healing and for health and for wealth and for consciousness, higher consciousness, so expansive and so expansive and so profound that it changes your existence. And it's not even a rethinking of everything that you knew, it's a re-being of everything that you are. So, if you don't know, Baba Richard and Namaste, Shri Namaste, I'll link their information below, and I also suggest taking their dating for marriage. If you're even considering it, they have one for men and they have one for women. I don't know what they have one for women. And that's their place in the world, is to bring us together. So we can create, so we can become, so we can be in the space of hosting an environment that changes people's lives by simply encountering it. That's beautiful. Oh, I love that, Katrina. I have had this practice of rubbing them, feeding myself, refeeding myself, and beautifying, because one of the things that I'm here for is beautification, to beautify disaster and destruction and the experience of being human, because that's how I see it now after everything that I've been through, is that it's beautiful. Even the very strifeful times are beautiful. There's beauty in that. And that's an environment that I'm here to create and to offer and to be for people to step into, for people to be received into, for people to encounter. And I love this knowing that I have about this, and I love this vision that I'm seeing, and I love the fact that the time for that is here in so many ways. And so if you're even entertaining the idea, if you have any little tiny minute desire to have a wife or to have a husband or to build something bigger than just yourself, come back to this video. I will link. You know what? Actually, just kidding. Hang on. I have this beautiful thing called technology that lets me do things that are really cool. Like tap into the live that I myself is hosting. Technology that lets me do things that are really cool. Like tap into the live that I myself is. I'm just gonna link all their channels because so interesting. I think that maybe all of them. You know what else? You know what else I'm going to do? Because I'm going to put their website, well, into the comments. Oh, can I even? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, to just explore all the stuff they have. So I will tell you, I'm going to share this. This is something that I know about. Okay, this is something that I know about the way that cosmic expansion absorption, So what am I trying to say here? It's expansion absorption. It is the ability to absorb what you're ready for, enough to come into alignment with it to where you can actually receive it. It's like the human being has a density, and that density has to be not so much chipped away at, but more like, you absorb it bit by bit by bit. And we had this conversation, Baba and Amma and I, about how it took me a couple of years of being in their field before I could actually step into it, like really actually step into it. And that's a thing because your density has to change. Your density is little by little being cleansed or purified or adjusted to become a vibrational match to meet the next thing that you're ready for. So for me, for example, I had a really long marriage the first time, and there was a lot of intensity in that first marriage. I learned a lot. I learned so much from being in that space. Thank you, Padam. Oh, thank you. I appreciate your appreciation. I learned a lot. I learned so much. And you know what? I did have this space where when I originally left, I had to be mad. I had to be mad, and I had to get angry, and I had to get upset because I needed to be out of that space. The space that I was in was no longer a fit for what I'm here for. And I learned so much, and I have deep reverence for that space, and I have so much appreciation for the man that I learned all of those things with. Even though we don't speak, even though we are not together, and that is not a thing. We are divorced completely in every way. But I cannot skip on the value that built within me, and the audacity that it created within me, and the being that helped me become and step into. Because I was married to a very, very, very large, strong man who did not take no for an answer from the world. And he did not let people push him around. And he did not make excuses or take them. So when people see me being this being that I am, I do share the knowing that this experience that I was in for so long helped me to step into who I am now. So I see so many women. And this is a beautiful space that I get to share as one of those environments that changes perception. I see so many women, and they're like, oh, he did this, and rah. I experienced a lot of difficulty in that space. Yes, of course I did. But the perspective that I have on it, and the perception that I view from it, and the awareness that I now am because of it, we get to decide how we view things. And that is what creates our reality. So the people that are so stuck in a mentality where somebody else hurt them and somebody else did something to them, This is an opportunity to shift and see what you learned from that space. Who it can help shape you into from having that experience. I was homeless several times. Are you kidding me? We lost everything several times. And that instilled the ability to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild in me. Yeah, of course I could cling to how much it hurt, but I don't feel that. I don't feel it. Because the perspective that I'm operating from is different. It's not clinging to how things hurt me. It's clinging to the things that I went through that made me become this beautiful. They made me become this beautiful. They taught me how to love myself in ways that nobody else could have. Nobody else could have taught me to love myself in the ways that he did. Nobody else could have taught me the type of submission and surrender that I now use for God than the man that I was married to for so long. And that's why I am so able to be devoted to God and to the space that I'm here for. It's because of all of that. Because I made a commitment to someone. And even when it was really, 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 really 800 more really's hard. I stayed and learned many things from the ability to stay. Staying power is a thing. Now, that is not to say that if you're in an environment that is hurting you, that you need to just stick it out. That is not to say that at all. Get yourself to a space where you feel healthy. Get yourself to a space where you feel calm. If something is triggering you on a daily basis, no, I am not condoning that is where you're meant to be at all. But what I will condone is allow yourself to learn the lessons that you learned from it. Get yourself to a healthy space. Get yourself into a space where you can calm, where you can grow, where you can thrive. If you are in a space that doesn't offer you that at this moment, then get yourself to a healthy space. I did what I had to do in order to do that. And it was very difficult. I didn't understand what to do. And that is when I learned how to surrender to God. To the all, to the divine. You can call it whatever you want. I have my own beautiful, personal, regularly tended to relationship with that essence. And the beautiful thing is, the deeper that I dive into that space, the more I understand the things that I went through as a human in this life. The more I remember about why I'm here and what I'm doing and why it matters. So, go check out Baba, Baba Richard. Go check out Amma, Sri Namaste. Allow yourself to be held in a bigger space than what you were previously in. And if you're interested in building any kind of legacy marriage, do dating for marriage with them or get into one of their spaces. They have a million spaces. They are here to help people come together. And it's beautiful. And it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. I'm going to say it like 8 more times. It's just beautiful. Okay. So I'm sending so much love out and so much goodness and so many hugs. And I am going to be releasing my own environment soon for people to come into, for people to encounter, for people to be held, for people to come and be something different than what they were when they arrived, or just absorb whatever it is that the space is meant to be. I know that I am meant to create it, and that's what I'm doing. So, this is so helpful at the perfect timing as always. Thank you, Katrina. I'm sending so much love your way, to you and everyone. All right. I'm off to my day. Thank you, everybody that has just sat and listened, or received, or shared, or added to this space in whatever way you did. It feels so good to be here in this space. Yeah, where everything just feels good. It just does. I feel so fed, and I feel so full. And it's because everything that I feed is feeding me back. Everything that I feed is feeding me back. It's a beautiful space to be, and I'm excited to share that environment soon. Soon. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm off to my day. Have a beautiful day.